it. Finally, we made it.
Ooh.
What is going on, party people? Party people. Welcome back to another exciting, riveting, flabbergasting, technical difficulty
What's happening?
episode of
Did something happen?
Transform, bro? Do you?
Do you?
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Joining me tonight is the standard cast for the night. I want to thank everybody for showing up with us tonight, especially these guys, because without them, there would be no show. So, let's go around StreamYard real quick and introduce everybody. We got Mr. Scott Rod in the building.
I'm just white man dancing over here.
Yeah, you need to relax, sir. Relax. You might pull a muscle.
Oh.
We got Rusty in the building.
Just taking pointers from Hitch, keeping it tight. Keeping it tight.
I am here. I am the rust mechanic. I am here. Barely.
You made it. And we also have my big bro, Derek B, in the building.
What's up, everybody?
Yo, and tonight, be prepared for some controversy because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few hot takes, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Let's go around StreamYard and check in with everybody and see how their week was. But before I do that, it's not often we're late, but every now and then our broken watch is right twice a day, I guess. We made it. We had a couple of technical difficulties in the background. Plus, we were running our miles with a good topic. So you guys get your seatbelt on, strap in, put us on a big screen, and be prepared for some riveting conversations. All right, so let's start with Derek, man. How's your week been?
Oh, the week's been beautiful, man. Not a lot of exciting stuff. But yeah, it's I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy it's Tuesday. I'm happy that we are less than a week and a half away.
Yes, sir.
The event of the summer.
Okay. All right.
Summer. Yeah, it'll be summer. Yeah, it's summer.
Wait, is Avengers Doomsday coming out?
Huh? Well,
good comparison.
Even better.
All right.
BotCon is next week.
There we go. Hey.
Next week, June 12th through the 15th in Fort Wayne, Indy.
God, do the thing. Do the thing.
Not time for that yet. Anyway, but no, my week was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Had a nice chill weekend, and I'm just excited to be here. I can't wait to get this topic in. Let's go.
There you go. Look, fireworks going off in the background.
He's happy. He's excited.
Rusty, how's things been in America's hat?
We're still sitting up here doing our thing.
Just
still
looking
trying
down
to
on the
figure
little
out
folks.
what you guys are doing down there with yourselves. Anyway, no, it's
putting a new star on the flag.
I've thinking about it. Maybe
51 states.
Maybe we could add another maple leaf to the Canadian flag. We could do it that way.
Yo.
So anyway, things have been good. Weather's still sucking though. Like, I'm trying to get my motorsports stuff in, but man, like, where the hell is spring at? It's just not showing up. I had an event that I was going to go to.
90 degrees down here today.
Oh man,
we're already in summer, man. I don't know where you guys are at.
We were like high 40s, low 50s again on the weekend with rain. And I was supposed to go to a motorsport event, and I did this 2 weekends ago, same weather, and I was miserable, and I just went, absolutely not. I'm not doing this again. I didn't go. And luckily, I didn't, because a friend of ours called us up, and she just went through a divorce and bought out her husband from her house. Decided that she wanted to do some renovations in the living room and started ripping the baseboards off the floor and found mold.
Oh, snap.
So she called us up and she was like, I just fucking found mold in my house and I don't know what to do and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, we got to rip the walls off. We got to see how bad this is. So I spent the entire weekend over at her place, ripping all the walls off of her living room to see if we could figure out what was going on. And as soon as the first wall I ripped off, it was like right in the corner of her living room. Ripped the first piece of gyprock off. There's a fucking hole in her house.
Leaking for a minute.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's like outside. Like it was the size. It was like this big.
Ooh.
In the bottom corner of the wall where the 2x4s are, and it had just been like it had basically just eroded
It
from
rotted
water
away.
getting into the house, right?
Yeah.
Good
And I was
grief.
like, we
That's
gotta
terrible.
we gotta rebuild this wall, right? Anyway, so she called her insurance and stuff. Anyway, it's a whole long story. But anyway, I basically spent the weekend basically reinforcing that part of her living room and cleaning up all the mold and everything just so that they could have, because they've got 3 dogs like we do, right? So if you take the living room space away, this like you can't live in the house anymore because there's too many dogs running around. Anyway, so I spent the weekend helping her out, just sort of reinforce that wall and clean it all up and put it all back together so that they could at least live in it while they're dealing with the insurance companies and some contractors and stuff to come in and look at how they're actually going to like properly fix it. But not to toot my own horn, but I actually did a pretty good job reinforcing that wall. I must say it's solid.
Rusty.
There you go.
I
Not
hope
the
you wear
toot, but then
gloves.
the toot is wild.
Yeah, dude.
I hope you wear
What's
gloves.
that?
I said not the toot, but then to toot is wild.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding,
dude. No,
man.
we had we had like face masks on. We had gloves. Right, like every day I went home, like I basically took all the clothes off, threw it in the garage, you know,
For
and
sure.
and yeah, like none of that stuff is coming into my house, right? Because you don't want mold, spores, even spores in your house, because God knows where they'll end up and where it'll grow and all that shit, right? So yeah.
Don't want them in your car either.
Yeah.
Especially
And
when I'm having to Fort Wayne, Indiana next week. You don't need that.
That's a
yeah.
fact.
No, there was definitely some cleaning activities afterwards. Every the 2 days that I went over and came back and all that stuff. So yeah. That was how I spent the weekend. It was kind of interesting. And I will say, literally, just what time is it? 8:10. Literally less than an hour ago, Betty and I just got our first Call of Duty Warzone duo squad win
Oh, nice.
ever.
Really?
And of course, who came in clutch but Betty to finish off the last squad while I laid in the corner dead in a heap. Because that's how good she is.
Facts.
Shout out to Betty.
Yes.
Yep.
Boom, Betty.
Betty.
Boom,
Yep.
Good job, bro.
boom, Betty.
Yep. It was good.
Well,
Exciting.
That's dope. But time to bring this up a little bit. Scott, what you got?
I don't know, man. I didn't do much. I did hit with a friend of mine, Jason, this fan expo in Dallas this weekend, which was pretty fun.
Oh, nice.
What's up?
It's like amalgamation of everything from a science fiction, anime, fantasy, whatever. So it was kind of cool. And I saw like John Boyega and Parker Posey and what's her name from Karate Kid?
Hillary Swank,
Jennifer Gardner.
Nope.
Hillary
The first girl, the girlfriend.
girl
God.
from
She was in
the one that everybody
the boys.
forgot.
The boys. Also, Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, yeah.
So
okay.
I didn't get in line for an autograph or anything. I just was like, you know, and then moved on. But still, it's kind of cool to see him in person. There was a bunch of people there, like Orlando Bloom and John Cena and other people. But anyway, that was kind of cool. It's kind of cool to live in a place that has a big show like that. You know, Nebraska just didn't have it.
Nothing but cornfields and cows.
Other than that, and learn and doing Chinese with my wife, that's it. That's all.
Did you guys listen to Jen? Did he teach you how to speak Chinese?
Who?
Oh, never mind. You guys not rap fans. I forgot.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's all right.
We're talking about Drake. What's happening?
Never. Oh, heck no. Not on this show. You can. That's one Canadian you can keep.
Man, I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Him and half his catalog. So for me, man, my week, it's been okay. Today was pretty exciting. I had the unique opportunity to be a part of a grand opening for a new department that we opened up at my job. Something that I kind of helped spearhead. It's been years in the making. Since I joined this company, it was already in the making, but a lot of balls got dropped. A lot of loose pieces just fell to the wayside. But thankfully, with the team that Volkswagen has and the team we have at our dealership, along with Reynolds, which is another like software company we work with, we were able to get the grand opening for our mobile unit, our mobile service going, man. So we rolled that out today.
Yeah.
I got a chance to shake some babies and kiss some hands, quote unquote. But we had a good time, man. Had a good time.
What you did there.
Yeah. You see that? Yeah, I had a good time. It was more than I expected. My anxiety was a little high, but shout out to my direct supervisor and his boss for joining us, and the director of communications for our company showed up as well and gave a speech. So it was cool. I got a chance to do an interview, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And it was a good opportunity, man. I'll tell you, it's stuff like this that reminds me that I am a 43-year-old adult, living an adult life, and it's pretty humbling. We get a chance to play with toys still and have fun and this, that, and the other, but like, I'm a responsible adult who is responsible for people, and that is something to be proud of. Yep, so it's a pretty humbling experience that I had today, and it was a enlightening one as well. So I'm looking forward to what comes of it, and kind of set some other things into perspective for me. So it's not often where I can go to these corporate events and smooch with people and take away a humbling experience. Normally, I just don't want to be there. But it's been a great thing. It was a good thing today. So
cool.
That was cool, man.
It's always cool. It's always cool to see something that you work towards and build like come to fruition, right? So congratulations, man. Good job. I'm glad that's something that you. Like you said, like you put some effort into it and you saw something come out of it, right? It's too often that there's times like we put effort into things and we just don't see the end result of it, right? So
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So big things coming. We're still in a pilot phase of things. Like, we rolled it out fully, of course, but this hasn't been done in the history of Volkswagen. So it's something different, something new, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it grows. From there, it's time to really get to work now. So that's pretty much it for me, man. Oh, wait, before I get too deep into things, there's a couple of shout outs I have to give at the beginning of the show. Shout out to Trey Fi.
I was literally thinking about that.
Yeah, big supporter of our show. He lost his brother recently, so give him some thoughts and prayers, some T's and P's.
Yeah.
If you guys are friends with him on Facebook, shoot him a message. Let him know you're thinking about him. He is in the chat squad right now, so shout out to him. And also shout out to Fernando, who is battling cancer that was coming back, but he is doing well. He's been fighting strong. He's been playing some Call of Duty as well while he recovers. So send some T's and P's his way. And then I got one last shout out. Well, two technically, but one to Augie. Augie has been in our chat for a couple weeks now. He's friends with a couple of us here. He's joined in on the Kennedy's Village raffles that Rusty is ran. And he also, because he can't make BotCon, sent a couple items to jumpstart the toy drive. So nice. Shout out to him. I want to thank him personally for getting a head start on the toy drive and kicking us off, man. That was awesome. Sent some pretty awesome stuff too. Then he didn't have to do it, so I appreciate it. And then shout out to the Ram for hosting us on the toy drive. But with that said, it's time to go to Mr. Derek B.
For Trey and for Fernando, send them T's and P's. Don't send them TP. They got enough of that.
That's a fact. Yeah, right. That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and bring up my boy Derek. He has a special announcement about what to expect and what's coming for BotCon this year. So what you got, Derek?
All right, guys. It's June 12th to the 15th, as you know, is next week.
Let me get a little zoom in on that, buddy. Let me get a little bit of zoom.
No. It's that way on purpose.
Yeah. I remember this. Let's go. Yeah. This is dope.
Okay. So June 12th to the 15th, Fort Wayne, Indiana, BotCon 2025, which is literally next weekend, Father's Day weekend. If you're available and if you're in the area, please come out and join us as we have fun that entire weekend. If you haven't gotten your tickets already, you can get your weekend I can't talk. But you can get your weekend registration online on BotCon.com. You can also go for your premium package, and that's your standard or your premium plus. The beautiful thing about that package is you will get the exclusives that will be featured for the show, and we'll get into that in a minute. But first, let's talk some voice actors real quick. We have our G1 representation of voice actors and voice actors and writer talent. We have Michael Bell, Flint Dill, Charles Hill, and Dan Gilvazan will be joining us that weekend. Also, we will have TF1, Transformers 1 stars there as well, which includes John Bailey, Jenny Chung, and the director of Transformers 1, who I will be doing a panel with and interviewing.
Nice.
Let's go.
Josh
Let's go.
Cooley.
Hey, wait. We can't glaze over that fast, man. Listen, shout out to Derek. I remember the first time I got to see him in action. It was BotCon Nashville 2022, if I'm not correct. I mean, not mistaken. And he got a chance to interview Frank Welker. Now, that was my first time meeting a voice actor of that status and class, and he's in the upper echelon, in my opinion. And Derek did a masterclass of an interview. So if you're coming to BotCon and you want to hear some of the behind the scenes stuff on on Transformers 1, or get some information as to what went into the process of all this, you want to sit in on this panel. Derek's going to do a phenomenal job of asking certain questions that are safe, as well as trying to get some behind the scenes sneak peek of what he can mention into what went into this process. So don't forget to check out this panel. If you miss any other panel, do not miss this panel. All right.
Indeed. All right. So with that being said, they got exclusives, as I alluded to earlier in the premium package. You'll get these exclusives with that weekend pass. Not the weekend pass, but the premium or the premium plus pass. The premium plus is also getting another exclusive, which I don't think they haven't announced yet. I believe they haven't announced it yet, but some of you all actually know what it is, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But these are the Yellow Park exclusives 2-pack that's gonna be coming out this year. Okay, and you got Sound Blaster and Glyph. For those of you that are BotCon historians, you know where Glyph comes in. So I actually got the Glyph that they did years ago. I can't remember what that year. I think it was 2009. I don't know, Scott. You may have to check
2009.
Yeah, but it may have been earlier than that. But anyway, in addition to the exclusives, there are going to be activities there. They're going to have a scavenger hunt for the jazz pins. If you remember last year, they had the Optimus Prime pins, and you did them by doing different activities or participating in different activities, going in different places, like going to certain vendors. And this year the artists are actually participating in this as well.
Nice.
We're going to have cosplay contests. We're going to have art classes, games. There is going to be some really cool games that are going to be at this show, in which we will be announcing on the socials next week.
All right, cool.
Look
beans.
out for it. Some of you all know what it actually is.
One of the 3H exclusives, like way back.
Say again?
Wasn't Glyph one of the 3H exclusives, like way back?
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking like pre-2004 then.
Okay, yeah. Then it was okay. I knew it was before that, because I knew it was a show that I got.
2002.
2002. Yeah, that's where it was. Okay. All right, and I still got it. So and thousands of Transformer toys to buy, and because we're gonna have a bunch of exhibitors there, including Toy Dojo. We'll have Agabus there, of course. We're gonna have Transformer Land is gonna be there, and many other vendors that are gonna be there. It's gonna blow your freaking mind away. So just come on and check it out that weekend.
Yeah, I think Kincaid's coming too, isn't he?
Yes. Dragon Star Inc. will be in the building, and as a matter of fact, I'm glad
you're ready.
Dragon Star Inc., aka Mike, did the BotCon shirts again this year.
Woo!
So make sure you get yourself a BotCon shirt if you get it when you get there. All right. So as we spoke of already, Kennedy's Village will be in the building. And actually, Eric, I'm gonna let you take care of this one, because it's gonna lead into what we got to talk about next.
Yeah, man. So, and thanks again for the opportunity to be represented here at BotCon. So every year, anytime the Realm has a present at one of the Transformer conventions, they do a toy drive. And over the past, I want to say 4 years now, we've been able to partner together because we do a toy drive and the Realm does a toy drive. Well, now the Realm and Kennedy's Village continues to partner to bring some joy to the kids who will be in the hospital over the holidays. And this is our Kickstarter of that. It allows us to get a head start so we know what to get towards the end of the year and bring a little joy to those kids who will be either hospitalized over the holidays or have to miss out on family events because they're not well enough to go outside or cannot go to these events in fear of getting sick due to low immune systems and other chronic illnesses that they're battling. So we will be there. We will have collection bins set up, not only in the exhibit area, but I'm sure right there by some of the ticket booth areas as well. So when you come in, and then also, if you're coming to the Realm Party on Friday night, we have a great opportunity for you there as well. So we'll have a bin set up, but Derek could get more into that as we go on. So guys, please just make sure that it is a brand new unwrapped item that you place in the bin. And it really goes a long way at helping bring joy to these kids over the holidays. But we also don't want to forget about our young adults and our toddlers. Those are the groups that often get missed. Now we do our best to try to make it up at the end of the year because we kind of know where we are by that point. But if you want, also you can bring something for a young teen, which would be a good book, an action figure related book, or it doesn't have to even be that. Just bring a book that you think is cool, or a Lego set, or some type of electronic that you guys wouldn't mind donating, like a small portable speaker, or toddler toys and baby toys as well. So they tend to go underrepresented in the beginning because they're like the forgotten about kids, but we make sure that we get them taken care of as well. So many people have asked me over the years, what is it that I can bring and what will help? Those type of items do help as well. And with that, man, I'll send it back to you, Derek.
All right. And then with that, Realmnation will also take place next Friday. Not this Friday. Don't go there. We ain't going to be there this Friday. Make sure you're there June 13th, Friday the 13th, as we celebrate 10 years of Realm at Realmnation at BotCon. That night, we will have a lot of involved activity, which includes the following. Now, we're going to have a Realmnation pajama jammy jam.
Jammy jam.
Sir, mine just came in the mail today. Let's go.
For those of you that got your rock box, first of all, thank you for your support. And you would have received an email which gives you details as to what's going on for Friday night. Okay. This is just a a quick
brief synopsis
of what is to be expected on Friday night. So Friday, 6:30 will be the start of the check-in. When you come in, if you've gotten a rock box, you'll be able to get your rock box right at check-in. Just let them know let our registration ladies know who you are, and they will get you your rock box. It will, they'll give it to you right there. There's no big reveal or anything. You just get it, just open it, see what's in it, get your t-shirt. You can actually put it on. If you have the means to do it, and go ahead and enjoy your rock box and enter the room and then enjoy yourselves.
Let me piggyback a little bit off of that, Derek. Sorry to interrupt. So guys, as you know, every year the rock box has gotten greater and greater, and we've done 2 shows on this now. We've talked about tariffs to a great length. Reason being that the rock box won't have a figure in it this year, or some other extremely big reveal, is because of that, simply. So but don't fret, don't let this be the year that you're just like, oh, I'm out on rock boxes, I'll never buy another one again. Like, things will be in the work for the future. It's just this year the upper management for lack of a better term decided to not risk your money, and just being full transparent, they didn't want to take your funds for something that we thought we can get done. But at the end of the day, would have had to charge you extra in the tariff cost, or somebody would have had to eat that fee, and that's not fair to anybody, to get whatever it was coming across the boat. So what you will get, You'll see it. It's still going to be a fun thing. It's going to take us back to the older days of when we had fun stuff in the rock box. You guys will be happy. You will enjoy it, but we're coming for the fun. We're coming for the ability to get together, to meet one another who we haven't met before, meet some old faces, catch up, have fun. There'll be food there. There'll be beverages there. We're going to have a blast, guys. So don't let not getting what you think you would have gotten. And I know we set the bar kind of high over the past few years. And this rock box discourage you from having fun at this party.
Indeed. So with that being said, one other caveat that happens with this as well. To enter Realmnation, you have to have a BotCon pass. So if you're coming up for the day, make sure that you get your daily pass before 5 p.m. I would actually say before 4 p.m. just to make sure you're definitely there on time to get your day pass. Okay. But you know, honestly, I would just get a day pass and just come in the morning and just enjoy all the festivities of the day if you're choosing to just come for the day. But if you have a weekend pass, if you have your weekend pass, if you have one of the special premium passes, that also counts as a BotCon ticket as well. So come on in, get your rock box and enter. Now, for those that do not have, did not get a rock box, you can still get in. There is a $20 entry fee. So let's create two scenarios here. You got a rock box, but you got somebody extra with you. They have to pay $20 to get into the venue, okay, to get into Realmnation. In addition to them also needing to have a BotCon pass. Okay. If you did not get a rock box and you got a pass, you got a BotCon pass, you're $20 at the door to get in, which gets you access to the room. You'll be able to eat and all of that good stuff. Now for the Kennedy's Village toy drive, every toy if you bring a toy, you get a ticket. There's going to be a giveaway for the ticket for exclusively for the Kennedy's Village toy drive, and it's going to be in raffle style. So at the end, I believe it's at the end of the night.
So actually, it's going to be before. The understanding that I had is it's going to be before we do the round robin white elephant game. So just to clarify, guys, bring a gift to BotCon, and if you come into the Rock Party, bring your gift to the Rock Party. We will take your gift at that point and then give you a raffle ticket. In order to participate in the raffle that is at the Realmnation party, you have to bring a gift for Kennedy's Village, and then I will give you guys out your raffle ticket. And guys, like, we got some, and I'm sure Derek is going to show this, we got some fun stuff. We're going to give you a couple sneak peeks of it, but you have a chance to win a lot of cool stuff. There will be a couple of raffles given out a couple of prizes given out at that time, but there's also going to be a grand prize as well, so you don't want to miss out. So don't forget, bring your gift, you get a raffle ticket. Now, for those who are probably wondering if you can get multiple raffle tickets for bringing multiple gifts, sorry, unfortunately, that's not how the game will be played. But if you are coming with two people and you get two gifts, then that's two raffle tickets. So it's one raffle ticket per person.
Per person or per toy?
Per person.
And see, and that's what we got to be real clear on. So if you come there with 10 toys, and your 10 toys with you, it's still one ticket per person.
Wait, what if I bring two toys and I pay $20 and the person doesn't show up? Now do I get two tickets?
It sounds like you just made a donation.
Hey, Rusty, thanks.
Betty couldn't make it, but I'll pay for her entry for anyway.
Okay, so just to address one of the questions. So wait, so you need a BotCon ticket and a rock box? We've been saying this for weeks. It's actually months at this point.
Come on,
you
Johnny.
have to attend Realmnation, even though you bought a rock box. You still have to have a BotCon
ticket for BotCon.
A BotCon pass.
To get into the Rock Party.
Weekend pass, whatever grade pass that you get, it's got to be the daily, it's got to be the Friday daily pass or the weekend or one of the weekend passes. So yeah, there you go. All righty.
Gotcha. So it sounds like he's getting there at 9 o'clock anyway, which for him it might be kind of late. So we'll just see him on Saturday. I hear you, Jedi. We'll see you on Saturday, man. We'll figure it out, though.
Yeah. He wants us to move the Rock Box party to Saturday just for him.
Okay.
No, he's just getting in kind of late, so it happens. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. But anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at with it. But let's talk about the Jammy Jam for a second before
Yes, sir.
I go to the next slide. Okay. So if you were there last year, you know exactly how this goes. But for those of you that were not there, let's do a real quick rundown of what that is.
So much fun.
So the name of the game is Dirty Santa, or it's White Elephant Exchange, or whatever you want to call it. But basically for everyone, and unfortunately only those that bought a rock box are able to participate in this activity. Okay. Yeah. Everyone can still come in their pajamas, but to participate in this particular activity, you have to have bought a rock box. Okay. So what you're going to do for everyone that bought a rock box and are wanting to participate in the activity, you bring a wrapped gift that will be exchanged at the party. Now, the value of that must be $30 or more.
Or less.
$30
or more.
No, it's or more. $30 or more.
So I can bring $100 gift.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
Up to you.
Okay. Good.
It's up to you.
Okay.
So yeah. So what to bring? Your finest PJs, a wrapped $30 gift or more, rock swap gift exchange. Okay. Now, there's this next slogan that says feelings collected at the door. Yeah. So that's really important too.
So if you were at NJCC
it will be hurt.
for the Realmnation test shot, you already know how this game gets. Yeah. So please don't come crying this year. We don't want to hear it. The same rules apply.
Your emotions as to why somebody took your gift from you because they wanted it. Hey, it's it is what it is. It's all in fun. But at the end of the day, everyone is going to be real excited that they participated, and it's going to be a real fun time. All right, and we're going to the deeper rules that night when we're there. Okay.
Yeah, we'll
please make sure that you are there by 6:30 to get checked in, so we can get everything started on time. We will be in the venue until 10 p.m. that night. And actually, we're trying to get it extended. That we may get it extended, but that's up to anyone that actually wants to stay that long. So, but you probably will. And then don't forget the Kennedy's Village toy drives. Do not wrap those. Please. Do not wrap those toys. Please do not wrap those toys. Bring an unwrapped $20 plus gift to Kennedy's Village. For those of you that want to get us, and also, these gifts, the giveaways are sponsored by YOLO Park and a couple of other companies that contributed to this whole thing as well. But I want to give y'all a sneak preview of some of the stuff that is going to be given away for the Kennedy's Village toy drive.
There better be a sound wave in there,
dude. Look at this stuff.
This is the Kennedy's Village prize giveaway sneak peek. Okay. Just to give you an idea of some of the things that you're going to see in regards to the giveaway. Now, remember, you bring a toy, you get a ticket. Plain and simple. That's all right. It's raffle style. So we reach in that box, grab a ticket, call your number, you come and get it. Boom.
Boom.
You're a winner. All right. And that's all we got.
Yeah, man.
That is it.
All right. Well, that took a lot of the good time that we needed filled in this show. So good job. Good job. But listen, if you purchased a rock box, you got an email with these rules and regulations or what to know right in your email. So if you have any questions, feel free to reference that, but feel free to reach out to one of us as well. We can always catch you up to speed.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
All right.
With that, good folks, I guess it's time to find out if anybody's transformed, bro. All right, so let's get set up. Well, since I'm here, I'm gonna just go ahead and get mine out the way. I did not transform, bro. I did not.
Saving
Sorry.
the money for BotCon.
Yeah, man. There's I have a pre-order coming in. It just hasn't reached my house yet. So it is what a TI is, as they say. But let's go ahead and go up to my boy Scott Rod. Hey, did you transform, bro?
All right, we'll make this quick. So just like everybody else, blades.
Yeah, there it is.
So final piece of the combiner, amazing piece. I am so glad I went on this. I don't really buy into the whole scale Nazi stuff, so it's fine for me. It's my defensor. I am not.
You're not gonna get the upgrade kit.
I'm not. No. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to get X Transbots version. So.
Well, yeah, there's a other company that's doing it, so they already did it actually. So.
Who was that?
G Creations.
No.
Like toys.
Like
toys. Upgrade kit already.
Oh, that. Yeah. No. Definitely not going to get that. And then.
That's Scotty's boy.
Yeah. And then the MPU.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So
that does look good though.
Great figure, and what I really like is what they did for the engines. So effectively, you have the ability to there we go. You have the ability to show this as this is if he's in bot mode. The G1 cartoon did not have any thrusters down here, but for jet mode,
nice.
It has the ability to have the thruster.
Nice.
Really
I like
cool.
That a lot.
Yeah. Just a super nice touch.
Yeah.
Super nice touch. And I just had him flipped around because I plan on converting this guy to robot mode to put him in the display. So.
So he comes in play mode.
He comes in jet mode. Yeah.
Nice. I'm looking forward. That's what I have on pre-order that hasn't made it yet.
Yeah. And then the other piece I got, which I already took into work, was that little Primus on the globe.
Oh yeah.
On the globe stand.
Yeah.
I got that for my desk at work. So
look at you setting up desk bots at work. Love to see it. Let's go.
Nice.
That's what's up. All right, man.
And that's it.
Well, we'll move right along. Mr.
Hey, wait a minute.
Rusty.
Did you not give away?
No, you wait a minute. It was that was a Ramjet.
Or
no, that was thrust because that's Ramjet.
Oh yeah,
that's Ramjet.
I had two of the thrusts. So.
Oh, you had two of them. Okay, I was just gonna. Okay, so you sold the other one. Okay, yeah. Yes, I did. I did transform. I picked up. Sticking with my Legends collection stuff. Of course, the latest.
Dude, tell me about it.
Right?
Did you open it yet?
Yeah. I took it out and I checked out the car mode. I haven't had a chance to go through.
I'm waiting to
review it, but
yeah.
I mean, as soon as I took it out of the box, the car mode looks fantastic, and some of the other videos I've seen. This again, New Age just every time they knock this stuff out of the park. It looks absolutely great. And hey, doesn't this come with? It comes with one of the parts for Autobot X, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's got the arm for Autobot X. So I think we're one part away from completing that Autobot X set. Out of all the.
Okay, so. Who were the other bots that had the parts?
Hound, Wheeljack, Sunstreaker, Trailbreaker. I'm forgetting somebody, but we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 5 out of the 6.
Okay.
Wheeljack have one?
Yeah, Wheeljack had one. Yeah. So yeah, we're close to completing that.
Okay, so basically it was all the figures in that sticky set. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 6 figures.
Not the sticky ones in particular, but the actual figures.
Yeah. The original releases. Speaking of things I had on pre-order forever, so I had a pre-order and then it took forever for it to get released. I didn't realize that there was a second release of this. I thought it was just a second batch, but it's the Red Storm version. With the clear headlights, right? Because the original had
and the white
headlights.
feet.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So he just showed up a couple days ago. Again, I did pop him out of the box. He's in car mode in the box, but again, like as we've already talked about, the paint and everything on this is absolutely ridiculous.
Are you keeping that one?
Into that, I might raffle that one off. I think.
So we might need to talk before you do that because I have the OG version.
Oh, you want this one?
Yeah, we might need to talk.
Well, I do seem to remember somebody's birthday just went by and I didn't get him anything. So maybe.
Hey,
I know.
Dang, Derek, your birthday?
No, it was September, but I'm glad you're thinking about it now. All right, cool.
And of course, like everybody else, I have completed.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. So I'm just working on video for this for review video and transformation. So I haven't done the actual combination, but I'm going to do a video for the combination part as well. But Scott, did you transform this into robot mode?
I did. Oh well, first of all, it came in robot mode. So
did you? Oh, sorry. Right. Okay. Did you transform it in? Sorry. Did you transform it into vehicle mode?
I did.
Did yours break?
No.
Did you notice that this thing right here, it like flexes like crazy when you're trying to open the chest panels? So right across here, it flexes outward as you're trying to open the chest panels, and it flexes when you rotate it up towards his head. And the screw that's in here literally sheared out of mine this afternoon on my first transformation.
Ouch.
So I had to crazy glue it back together, and I'm still working it to make sure the crazy glue doesn't stick. But anybody that's got this thing, be careful of this joint right here. There's so much stress on this.
Do we have taps on the button? We can play it for Rusty's dead
Seriously.
figure.
But anyway, so luckily I ordered a second one of these because I wanted one in robot mode and one in the combined mode, which hasn't shown up yet. But man, I mean, you talk about being disappointed on your first transformation of.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is not a well-engineered piece. There's way too much stress going on right here in that part right there. So anyway,
interestingly,
go ahead.
This comment from Brink it makes me think. I wonder if they actually rushed the release of that second repaint so quickly after the first one. Exactly because of fans' toys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But I also want to go back to Blades real quick, but I'll wait until he shows his next thing.
No, it's fine. No, because I got something else I want to talk about.
So anyway, I kind of also feel like, speaking of rushing things out, I feel like this Blades is rushed. Like it's not tolerant as well in comparison to their other figures.
Mine's
perfect. There's a lot. Perfect is a stretch. It's good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But like, let's look at the ability to turn it back into the helicopter. Those pieces that roll around, I guess it creates the side of the helicopter. Not tolerant as well. And I'm talking only in comparison to their other stuff. Their other limbots, not even Hotspot, because Hotspot could be a mess in when trying to go to combine mode. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Getting those legs out could be a nightmare. But the other limbots, they're very smooth transformations, including Groove, which was to me a little touch and go at points. This is worse, and I'm surprised, and it's not proportioned well in comparison to the other ones. And you got a short torso.
I don't know about the proportions. I think the proportions are fine.
He kind of looks. No offense, I love my brother, but he kind of got that Scott build.
Oh my!
I'll tell you.
He got that very short torso and long legs. Like something's not right. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you, bro.
I'll tell you the thing I don't
Scott's
like
not
about
built
this
like
one.
Blades.
The thing I don't like about this one is all of this. Like the stuff on the legs that's just sticking out, and the stuff on the arms that's sticking out. Like the rest of them.
Well,
look
the arms are supposed
that's like G1 though.
No, I get it, but it's just like I feel like they could have made this cleaner. Like there's a lot of I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff sticking out and gapping.
Well, I think that also suffered from the all-in-one, right? Because that's what hides the fist.
Sure, fair enough. Yeah. But the other figures, to your point, are cleaner, right?
They are.
Than this guy, right? So. It's still a nice looking figure, and it fits in well with the rest of them. But The whole leg thing really bothers me.
I give it a little bit of a pass in that regard, though, Rusty, because it is a helicopter and that tail end has to go somewhere.
So the MMC Vortex one, I thought was the same thing. Like when you're trying to put the front of that together, it's not, and it looks bad, and it just doesn't tab together right. And you're like, I guess I had to give you a pass because it's an all-in-one. But
it's the helicopter.
It's the helicopter. Yeah, it's definitely something about the helicopter thing. Anyway, I'll just show you guys quick what I was talking about. So look, when I move these, see how it looks? See it? Right? So when you're trying to flip these over, it puts a lot of pressure there. And then when you're trying to rotate it up to the head, it does the exact same motion. And it just
it also does say you roll that in with the chest open.
Yeah.
Not closed.
No, I know. But the first step is open these two up and then flip it up. So when you are trying to roll this forward 90 degrees, it flexes that piece. Yeah.
Do you also you're not trying to do them together, right? Like
no, I'm not trying to squeeze it together like that. Good. I did like one and then the other, but I just noticed when I was doing one,
it just wow, that sucks.
Right? Yeah. So anyway,
that sucks.
It is what it is. You know, they are toys after all. But I guess again, like we always say, for the price we pay, we kind of want to expect them to, not snap off the first time we put them in hand, you know what I mean? So anyway, sorry, I wanted to go back to since I'm showing stuff, right? I just wanted to go back to this guy. I did show him on the last show, right? I'm so excited about this Bingo Toy stuff, but the only reason why I wanted to re-show this is because I am going to be restarting the raffle again this month. I know I missed last month. This guy will be up for raffle for Kennedy's Village this month as the first one. And I've also managed to find, believe it or not, a Fans Toys Ultra Magnus that I'm going to be putting up in the raffle as well. And that will be figure number 2. So more details coming soon on my Facebook page to support Kennedy's Village. But that's what I will be giving away this month. So stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. That's awesome, Rusty. Thank you again for always doing that. It's been a tremendous help to us over these past 7-8 months you've been doing this. So it's been great. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate doing it. I'm actually having a lot of fun doing it too. So it's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Oh, and sorry, speaking of one more shout out to Scott, because Scott did win April's. But I believe he's in the chat here, Mr. Dante. Scott donated his winning figure to Dante, and Dante ended up with the Magic Square Night Tracer figure, which he got last week. Yeah. So Dante, I hope you're enjoying that thing. I know it. He sent me some pictures of the box, was absolutely trashed, unfortunately. But the figure inside was okay, he says. So congratulations,
it's a fun one,
Dante.
Man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good one. Yeah,
it's a fun one. I enjoyed that figure a lot. That's just fun. They had some wonky donkey moments, but it's cool. It's cool. All right, Derek. Besides that cool hoodie, what'd you get?
What'd you get?
So I didn't go and get anything, but I just want to say, come Saturday, BotCon weekend, be blocky ready. I just want to get a hint to what's going on Saturday.
Oh, Lord. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. Go ahead.
My average build time for classics, 5 minutes, 14 seconds.
Is that a classic?
Yes, that's a classic.
Really? I didn't know they were that small.
Galaxy.
I was gonna say, okay,
my average build time for Galaxy pieces is 5 minutes, 14 seconds.
What? I can make a video.
Stay tuned all next week to find out what we're going to be doing Saturday at BotCon. All right? Cool.
I can make a video of that thing in 2 minutes. What are you doing?
No, you can't.
What are you doing with your time?
Look.
You take
if it wasn't for promoing the show, Brink, I probably would have.
But yeah, I don't
Cornfield.
Here's how I avoided the cornfield. Still show something Transformers related.
No, you did. And listen, it's promoting the activities at BotCon. I want you guys to be successful. I want Hanny's show to be successful. So I allow it. I'll allow it. Yes. However, I'll be so glad when this phase life is over.
You are on his good graces, sir. Listen, you are on his good graces. You better be careful.
I gotta tell you, man, Eric, I don't think this model kit thing is going away, man. Every time that I put up a video of a model kit, whether it's Blockies or YOLO Park or whatever, man, they go bananas.
Yeah.
They go bananas over this stuff. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Right, Brink. You're right. You're right.
Rusty.
But it's primarily because
It
Some
has
people
about another year.
Display their stuff just in robot mode, and they don't want to go through the whole thing.
Wait. We not doing that. We are not doing that.
Well,
this is not the same thing. These things don't even look remotely close to a masterpiece figure to put on your shelf. If you want it, you go YOLO Park AMK Pro. That's it. That's about the closest thing that I can understand to somebody doing. But these things look like those old little rubber figures that you used to get out the gumball machine. Thump them off your table and have a nice day. These things are terrible.
These are literally Action Master Transformers. These are
Action Master. Get out of here.
Hey,
all right,
man. Listen,
I'm not hating on y'all. I'm gonna let y'all have y'all moment. I'm gonna let y'all be great, but trust me, these things got about a year left, and that's it.
I agree.
All right.
I don't know how long it's going to be. Yeah, June 3rd. Mark it down. So listen, these things have the same feel to them, like the Legend scale figures. They're fun to play with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that's what they are to me, anyway. Right? But
I'm not hating.
I'm telling you, man, people go bananas on my videos for these things. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
How long did Action Master stick around?
Oh, I don't know.
All right, yeah, exactly.
A couple of years.
It lasted for a while.
Yeah, it was a couple of years.
Because they kept doing it, and then they made them in the
2-year run.
And all that. Yeah,
it lasted a hot 2-year run, and that was it.
How
long have Blockies been around?
Huh?
How long have Blockies been around?
I don't know, but I think Derek's going to single-handedly prop them up for another extra year.
And what did I say? They got about another year. 2 years. I'm calling it now. I'm just saying. They got 2 years. Next year, by next year, this time next year, they're gone.
Yeah,
they're gone.
But Block premiered last summer, and BotCon was the one that brought them into the States. So yeah.
Yes, and listen, again, I'm not hating on anybody who's enjoying it. I love the fact that somebody is finding something that's great for them. Mm-hmm. I do get the allure of putting the stuff together. I just hate them with a passion. Out of here. They're gone. Wasting our space with other stuff that could be getting made right now. Put that plastic somewhere else. Can I get my dad in, folks?
You don't have to buy it.
I'm not.
What's happening?
And I'm not. he tried to wipe me away.
I can't do that. I got a real camera.
You wash that man right out of your hair.
Animated right here. You know, it's
Oh man, I just I hate them with a passion, dude. They're a waste of our time.
Loosen up that tank. Damn. Yeah,
and I'm making a video tomorrow and releasing it, and I'm going to send it straight to Eric just for shits and giggles.
Eric, I feel like we're not often on the same page with things related to trans.
No, Rusty,
I challenge definitely on the same page with this one.
I'm with you.
I challenge you, Rusty.
At BotCon.
Live
on the air. One time. Eric B versus Rusty the Mechanic.
Blind Box Classic. No, Blind Box Galaxy. I challenge you to a time trial.
Done.
Look at that comment down there.
Done.
Look at that comment at the bottom. Brink, you are talking my language, sir. Tell him one more time.
Yes, sir.
In the back. Get this the heck out of here. Yeah. Send it back to wherever it came from.
Oh, I like Dante's suggestion. I want everybody to send Eric B a blocky figure of some kind starting tomorrow. We'll run it for a week. We'll see how many he gets. I don't know what his address is.
Hey man, my uncle
comments of Brian Brink
play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
That represent the views of
not the disclaimer. Not the disclaimer.
We need to next. For that. You know what I mean?
All I'm gonna say is I am not Jeremy B. I love that guy. He's a very nice guy. Do not want to see that other side of Eric. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. You won't like the results. Because now then I'll have your address.
Yeah, address.
So
everybody's address.
Games.
It'll be coming back to you in a tiny matchbox. Here's your damn figure.
Oh no, I like to send pizzas and sodas.
Oh, you
and submarines.
Oh, you can send me. Hey, look,
you are pure evil.
Sodas. When I get back,
because you eat bad pizza as is.
We can send him.
Is terrible. I'm not sending that to your house.
We can send Derek a pizza with anchovies on it.
Oh, don't you do it.
There you go. Got him.
Why is that even a thing?
No. That mug.
You know what?
To my neighbors across the street.
There you go. Now that's a great idea. I'll give them to some kids who need something to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, that's a good idea. All right, we got to get back on track. Get back on track here. All right, guys. So before we get to our segment, we got a little bit of housekeeping to do. Got to pay some bills. All right, let me get to it. Where we at? Do. You act like I didn't know how to do this. All right, guys. This episode of Do You Even Transform, Bro is brought to you by Nick the Toy Guy. Head on over to nickthetoyguy.com for all of your masterpiece, third-party, and action figure needs. Don't forget to use our promo code DYETB10 for 10% off your entire order. Don't forget to combine that with code FREESHIP so you can get free shipping for rates under $10. I repeat, don't forget to use our promo code DYETB10 so you can get 10% off your entire order and combine that with free shipping, code FREESHIP for shipping rates under $10. All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty, the thing that everybody's been waiting for. It's time to 86 that joint.
For
time for us to talk about the 1986 Transformers animated movie.
What did everybody think of the title of the episode, by the way?
Yeah, good job. But don't break your arm patting yourself on the back.
Good Lord.
Well done, though. So, guys, I remember when this movie dropped when I was a kid. I didn't get a chance to go see it in theaters like some of my older elder statesmen, should I say, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
I had to catch it on VHS. So when it came out in 86, I would have been 4 years old. And it wasn't readily available for me to go see in a movie theater. My mom wasn't, honestly, we grew up poor, so she wasn't really taking us to the movie theaters around that time. And I remember wanting to see it. I remember the promos. I remember seeing the commercials for it and everything, and I was excited. But then it came out on VHS, and I think it kind of changed the way I saw movies for the rest of my life. So before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about our first interaction with it, and then we can let Scott go ahead and take over and get to some of his bullet points on it. So where were you? What were your first thoughts? And then we go from there. Let's start with Rusty. Since you're up in Canada, that's going to be I'm curious to see how it played out for you guys up there.
Where was I? 10 years old. Dang! Winnipeg, I think. Winnipeg, Manitoba, 1986. Let me take you back. I got to see it in theater. My parents knew, like, every day I'd come home from school, every day I'd sit down, every day was Transformers. So even as a kid, I had a big passion for Transformers, and commercials came out for it, and I was like, Mom, I got to go see this movie. So I can't even remember who I went with. I don't know if my parents took me. Anyway, so I remember going to see the movie in theaters, and super stoked about it, super excited, and right from the get-go, right, the experience with the music and everything else, like I'm sure we've all talked about it a million times, right? The animation was just so much better than the cartoon. And then that awful thing happened, and I was crying in the theater, like I'm sure a lot of us were, and wondering what in the hell is going on, and my entire world was shattered, right? And I'm sure that's probably the first experience a lot of us had. Okay, I guess I bored Scott. So
that was wasn't it?
Yeah, like that I think is the first experience for a lot of us where the good guys are losing, right? Like it was always the hero came out on top and everything else. So like that was a rough go, and I still look back on it as like one of my earliest memories, like exciting things, like one of the things I was like excited about and looking forward to, and blah 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 blah, and even after the whole experience of the death of Optimus. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie. The death of Optimus. I still look back and go, that was a really cool experience to see something that we had on TV, something that we had as a toy, and we got to go to a movie theater, right, and see it on a big screen, right, in big fashion. Yeah, so that was my experience with it.
Cool. Let's go to Derek. Since y'all are around the same age, it'd be interesting to see the dichotomy.
So
I wasn't trying to be funny. I was not trying to be funny. I promise you, I was not.
Why are you bringing it up?
To the cornfield.
I don't understand what. That's the second time.
He can go back to the cornfield. He started jumping.
Oh wow!
He started
first time. All right,
first time for everything. We're late on the show, and Scott went to the cornfield. First time for everything.
Oh man!
All right, let's catch it back up. All
right, what you got?
All right. So, August of 1986. I went to see it the second week after the premiere week. After the premiere weekend, my aunt dropped off my brother and me to go see it at the movie theaters, and it was New Carlton Theaters here in New Carlton, Maryland. It was a unique experience for me because it was kind of spoiled for me before I went, because a couple of friends of mine went to go see it before I did, and they kind of spoiled it. They was giving away some things, especially the part of Optimus, and I was like, yeah, you lying, because he was a known liar. So I just went to go see it anyway, and I was just like, okay, I'm just see it for myself. I was not prepared for the events that took place, particularly in the beginning of the movie, with them shooting off and killing off, and you know. Usually when in watching the G1 series, you see some of these bots get shot, and you know they take no real damage or anything like that. But these are fatal kills, and it's like, okay, this the vibe is kind of, you know, depressing at this point. So you get through the Autobot, you get through the battle of Autobot City, and then you see more Autobots dead, and you know it's like all you're seeing is Autobots being killed, and you know, or killed in some type of fashion. You're seeing no Decepticons yet, with the exception of when Kickback got rolled over by a cup when he was jumping over the bridge and whatnot. So that brought me a little bit of joy, but didn't bring it enough.
But even he didn't die.
No, he didn't die. No, he didn't die. But that was the thing. It brought me a little bit of joy, but it was like it wasn't complete. You know. That's probably why I hate Decepticons to this day, because this is like, you know, they get the, you know,
or anyone wearing a Decepticon t-shirt.
No, that was a unique situation, but you know, that's another show. But you know, we looked at this movie. Now, my brother's not really into Transformers like I am, you know, but he digs it. You know, my brother's 4 years younger than I am too, so he's basically tagging along. When Optimus goes through the city, I'm all like hyped up again, watching that, you know, seeing him take out Decepticons one by one, and then he fights Megatron, and you know, it leads up to the part where Hot Rod interferes inadvertently, because he didn't realize, he thought he was doing the right thing by helping out Optimus, and it didn't help Optimus, but at the same time, you know, it was what it was. And then Optimus took the fatal shot. Then you lead into the
hey, Derek, where he's let me get that synopsis, bro. I'm leading about to break down the whole movie.
no, I'm leading to it because this is important.
Okay.
So he dies on the table. I can't hear nothing around me because I'm upset. I'm mad. I'm mad and I'm upset at the same time. I didn't know what was going on in the movie until probably it got to, you know, them flying the junkyard, because I'm in the
dang.
I got tears in my eyes. You know, I got tears. I'm mad. I'm upset. I can't even look at the screen. Optimus
That's a
hero.
Huge gap.
Yep.
That is a huge gap. And that's why I said I had to explain that whole thing, because I missed portions of the movie because I was caught up on that part of the movie.
Holy,
you know what I mean? Plus the fact that, you know, I was told that was going to happen. I didn't believe it because I thought he was just a hater.
And it was real.
And it was like, okay, but yeah, it was a gap. So I didn't really see the entire movie until the VHS came out at Arrows, where we went to go rent it. So it was important to me to go watch the whole movie again, because I missed it. It was just like, yo, I was really, I was genuinely upset. So yeah, that's what the movie was. That's what the movie did to me when I first saw it.
I remember I was actually thinking today, and I still can't tell you. So the part that he's talking about, that whole section from Optimus dying to them going to Junkion, I'm still trying to remember now, and I have this gap, even though I've watched it a bunch of times. I don't know how they got to Junkion. I don't know why they went to Junkion. I can't remember that part of the movie.
I missed the whole Galvatron. Basically, I missed Megatron being converted to Galvatron.
Right.
I missed them being ejected out the shuttle even before that.
Yeah.
I missed Galvatron being sent by Unicron in the ship to go back to Autobot City to try to destroy Magnus in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And you missed the version.
I missed Cyclonus basically destroying the ship. So it was basically them landing on Junkion in the front portion of the ship. That's where I started paying attention. That's when I got, lucid and paying attention to it. That's the part that I caught.
Yeah. Anyway.
So it was that. It was that to me. So let's see. I'm all of 11.
Like 11, 12?
Yeah. I'm all of 11 at the time.
Because you and Rusty are around the same age.
Yeah, he's
86.
I 12 if he was 11.
I was 11 at the time. I turned 12 in September that year. So
dang.
Yeah. So yeah, it was that. It was that for me, man, because it was just like, yo, I miss that portion. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I'll never forget that. So when it comes to people talking about the movie, that's the one thing that I remember about the movie for me.
Well, let me get Scott in here because he seemed like he's jumping at the bits. What you got? Scott?
No, I mean I was going on 13 when I saw the movie, and I enjoyed it because I was a kid, and who wouldn't? And I don't remember. I mean, obviously I was upset for the Optimus Prime's death, but outside of that, I can't remember much of anything else.
Yeah.
Man, I'll say this, and then we can move right into the topic. Y'all was a bunch of punks. Optimus Prime died and y'all cried like babies. I'm kidding. I know that was a big deal for people. It was a big deal for a lot of people.
What is this dude up? What is this dude? Just because you were young and you don't appreciate the fact that Optimus Prime was something to look up to.
Optimus
is like a dad that we never had.
So here's the thing. I'm about to tell y'all something very, very interesting. So pay attention. One, I agree with you guys. I get it. It was kind of shocking it was a culture shock for you guys. So I understand it. I'm sympathetic to it. But you guys got to remember, I saw this on VHS. VHS came out after Optimus Prime came back.
Right.
So I knew I was coming from that perspective. I already knew he was back.
Yeah.
So his death didn't affect me the same way it affected.
Wait. You bought the VHS or you rented it? Because it's two different things.
No. So my mom bought it. I had it in the clamshell.
Okay. So you saw it when it was released.
You saw it
when it came out in the clamshell, and it was you got to buy it. See, you got to remember when stuff came out.
I know.
Video,
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
You had to rent it first. You couldn't buy it yet. You could rent it.
I know.
But you couldn't buy it.
So let that sink in, folks. For me, I'm coming from a perspective of, because I'm 7 years younger than you, Derek. And Rusty, I'm 9 years. I'm sorry, not 9. I'm 6 years younger than you. And Scott, I think ours is about closer to 10 years of a gap. So I don't have the same viewpoint, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say. I know we joke on age, but I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. So I'm coming from a different viewpoint than you guys. So it's been interesting to hear you guys' perspective on it and how it affected you, because I was not affected the same way. So much so that I was like, oh, he'll be back, but this hot rod dude, that's my guy.
Okay, let me ask you this. Before you did you watch? Okay, so were you watching? Let's see. No, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine you were. I don't think I've ever asked you this. Were you watching Transformers from day one? Probably not, right?
Well, no, he couldn't have been because he was 2.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing for us.
Yeah,
we've been there day one. I remember day one, September 16th, 1994, when it came out that year. Came home from school. We was all coming home to watch Saturday and not Saturday. Coming home to watch cartoons after school. The new cartoon lineups came out. He-Man already came out. G.I. Joe was already out. This new Transformers show was great. Was about transforming robots, and everybody was excited to see what it was. And we watched it. And I remember when we finished, when it went off, all the fellas came outside, and that's all we talked about. That's all we talked about was that first episode. And then the second one came out the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And but yeah, that's what it was. There was no so we grew up, so we were there from day one. Optimus was their leader. Optimus was the positive figure, not only in that aspect, but we saw Optimus doing like really cool positive things along with the other Autobots too. And we saw them constantly fight these Decepticons that was doing bad shit. So we were literally being taught how to be good through these characters. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but Derek, I think you forget that by the time I was coming around, Transformers was in syndication. So where you had to wait week to week, I saw it 5 days a week. So I caught up to a point to when the movie came out, I was already caught up on all that stuff. So that's kind of like a false equivalency for me.
No. I'm talking about invested time as far as years.
Well, no, I get it, but what I'm saying is I had the unique ability to catch up because by the time I came up, it was in syndication. So I was watching it 5 days a week, whereas you guys had to wait week by week. So I had a chance to get caught up. I was invested. It just didn't hit the same only because I saw Prime come back.
Yeah, you saw season 3, and then you were like, "How did that happen?"
I was able to see that he came back. I was like, "Oh, this movie filled in a blank."
But to your point, right? Like, and when I commented earlier, right? Like your point about the fact that culture shock for us was the biggest thing because again, we never had a hero die.
Yeah,
the good guys never died, and in fact, right up until that point, every episode that somebody got shot, it didn't matter. They got repaired. There was no real consequences. There was no consequence to it, right? And then all of a sudden, the movie shows up, and it's like, oh, lasers matter. Oh, like people making a good shot matters all of a sudden, right? And
this is what death really looks like.
Right.
Yeah,
and
100%.
And that's the thing too, right? At 10, 11, 12 years old, right? I mean, our exposure to death isn't really, built up a lot either, right? I mean,
you only saw death in real life movies,
or
never in a cartoon.
Never in a cartoon.
Exactly, right? So that's why it's such a big shock, right? With 100%. That particular one was, and why parents were outraged with the letters and stuff too, right? They're like, "What do you mean you killed somebody off in a kids movie? Right. Like, what are you doing?" Anyway,
And listen, don't get it twisted, guys. I said what I said for joke purposes only, but I totally understand where you guys are coming from.
That. I'm just saying.
I'm talking to the audience at this point.
Yeah.
I totally get where you guys are coming from. Like that was a big deal.
Yeah, it was
so much so that it changed the way G.I. Joe had to do theirs.
They
originally wanted to kill off Duke.
Yeah. And somebody mentioned that in the comments too, right? They were like, they tried to kill Duke off in G.I. Joe.
And,
it was like,
had to rewrite it.
And then with that whole thing, because they did have plans to kill Duke off permanently. They didn't want to deal with that backlash. You think Optimus was bad? G.I. Joe was another. G.I. Joe and Duke was another situation that they didn't a problem that they didn't want to have. So
that's even worse though, because it's one thing when it's a character from another planet, right? A non-human character. It's completely different when it's a human. A person, right? Like, oh man.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
All right, guys. Yep. So let's go ahead and get to it, man. Scott, you got your stuff ready?
All right, here we go, boys and girls. We are here to try to spice things up a little bit. And so what we're going to try to do is take a little bit of different take on this discussion. We're going to go through a bunch of different things. But the first thing up is going to be, we're going to recast the 1986 movie with today's actors.
How dare you, sir?
And Chat Squad. And Chat Squad, we're going to include your picks. Although we're going to include one pick from the Chat Squad for each one. So let me share my screen. So we can put
Scott's
this together.
got another spreadsheet. We're going to call him Spreadsheet Scott.
Oh, let me try to understand the rules of this game, Scott. So we cannot use any of the actors, even if they're live today. We cannot use any of the actors that already voiced them.
Recast.
So the rule is that the actor has to be alive today.
Yes,
that's the rule.
Okay.
So we got Derek, Rusty, Scott, and the Chat Squad because
I just can't do it. I can't bring it up to do it.
It's just too good for this discussion. So
that movie was perfect already, man. I don't want to recast.
Yeah.
For a guy that just said that Optimus dying in the movie wasn't a big deal, he's awfully attached to his voice actors.
So we are going to we are going to not take every character, but we're just doing obviously most of the new characters and the people that had like a significant amount of lines, because like Cyclonus and Scourge, let's be honest, they had maybe 1 or 2 lines in the whole movie. So
but I have names picked.
Well, we can write them in as honorable mentions if we feel like we have some time, but we got some other things to get to, so we're gonna go through this fairly quickly.
I don't want to play anymore either.
So Derek, your pick for Unicron.
Oh, jeez.
Unicron.
My pick for Unicron today.
Yep.
Oh man, we already lost it.
Okay, you didn't prepare ahead of time, so you think about it. Rusty, what's your pick for Unicron?
I didn't put Unicron down in my list.
My God, what is wrong with you people?
How do y'all not put Unicron, the biggest
I don't
villain
know.
of all time for the Transformers universe?
Okay. I got it.
Okay, Derek, what do you got?
Keith David.
Ha! Oh my God, I can't believe it. We both picked the same guy. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Keith David.
Yep.
Who the hell is Keith David?
Oh, you got to know who he is. He's the voice of my gargoyle guy.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
And he's been in everything. He was
I was literally thinking I was gonna pull that one out,
Spawn.
and people were gonna be like, "Oh yeah,
Spawn.
Keith David." Now,
Jedi, you can't just throw in the same thing that Eric B says every time in the chat. Like this thing you guys have.
I didn't say
take it to another room. Like, come on.
Wasn't me.
All right, Rusty, who's your Unicron pick?
Patrick Stewart jumps into my head.
Okay, so we got Patrick Stewart.
That's an interesting one.
Patrick Stewart or Ian McKellen, either one of those two guys. But
okay,
I'll say Patrick Stewart.
All right, and it looks like Chat Squad is liking our pick, Derek. So hey, we're on a roll here. All right. Hot Rod / Rodimus.
I wish somebody would. Oh,
the guy that.
Okay, you think about it, Rusty.
Okay, I picked. So okay, you guys are gonna pick voice actors because you guys know the voice actors better than I do. I actually picked actual actors.
This is Derek's bag, which is why I'm quite surprised that he's kind of stuttering with this one. He loves voice actors.
I said Chris Pratt for Hot Rod.
Chris Pratt. All right.
And Josh Brolin for Rodimus.
All right.
Okay, there's got to be the same actor.
Rusty's in the cornfield.
What
the hell are we doing?
Check your.
What is going on? Are we serious? Chris Pratt.
All right.
Is that what we doing?
Well, so my mind might be a little less well received here. I picked Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Was it the same voice actor for Hot Rod and Rodimus in the original?
Yes. And the reason I picked Timothy is I kind of went with the same kind of mentality that the original 86 movie is, which was pick someone who is really kind of like of the time, right?
Okay.
And their pick of the time definitely was like, Judd Nelson was definitely kind of like really hot off the. Yeah. So anyway, you got an opinion now, huh? Now you got an opinion.
I got a vote, is what I said.
Yeah,
I don't have an opinion.
Oh, okay. All right. Derek, you got a pick now.
I really can't think of this guy's name, but he played Iceman in the X-Men movie.
Oh, that kid.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. So
Yeah.
he was
He's
he
an
in
adult
Buffy
now.
or something like that? Yeah, but he's coming back for the X-Men. To play Iceman in the
all right.
Avengers.
Figure out what his name is, and then
I'll find it. While y'all go ahead and do that, I'll find it.
Yeah.
And then we got LaBouffe, Jeremy B. That dude is the most irritating son of a SOB. Not Jeremy. Jeremy's not irritating. Shia LaBeouf is.
Robert Louis Drake is his name.
Robert Louis Drake.
No, that's not his name. That's Bobby Drake.
No,
that's Iceman's real name. Bobby Drake.
Yeah.
I was going to say that sounds familiar.
Look, I didn't even know his middle name was Lewis.
It is.
Fail.
No, get out of here.
No,
keep going. I got this.
Okay,
no,
all right.
No, you worry about yourself.
The chat squad's got. We got one vote for Timothy, but we've also got
there's a Timothy Chalamet and
LaBeouf. Good pick, Jeremy Bryan Brink. Oh, you guys are just completely waiting.
Sean Ashmore is his name. Sean
Ashmore. Yep.
Well, but you guys, we're writing it down, but you guys are losing. I'm just saying.
LeBook. Sean LeBook.
All right, what was the dude's name?
Sean Ashmore.
Sean Ashford.
SEAN. Yeah. Ashmore.
Ashmore?
Yes. Ashmore.
Okay.
That is his name, Ashmore.
All right. Ultra Magnus. Rusty, we're going with you since you have the quickest
apparently the worst picks ever. Henry Cavill.
Okay. All right, Derek.
I think it's 2 L's.
Ultra Magnus. I'll go. I'm gonna go with. I don't know why I keep.
All right. I'm gonna go until you figure it out. I'm going with Idris Elba here.
Okay.
You know what? That's not a bad pick, Scott.
I was trying to.
That's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I like that better than mine, honestly. I put Henry Cavill in, but I was like, I don't know, but I can't think of anybody else that would be able to.
Yeah, Rusty is on a bad run right about now.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
You can change
your picks are
Josh Brolin, man.
Derek, you got one yet?
Give it to Josh
Brolin.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Also, what the chat squad is asking.
See, I can
see that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Sorry. So
I had Josh Brolin for Magnus as well. I just realized I got my names backwards here.
Yeah, you fired.
I had Henry Cavill for Rodimus, but anyway.
All right.
Henry Cavill for Rodimus?
Yeah, just because he's like he can play like an older character. That's why I went with that. And I was like, Chris Pratt can play the younger and Rodimus
all right.
can play the older.
So
anyway, whatever.
So interestingly enough, you guys picked Josh Brolin for Magnus. I picked Josh Brolin for Cup.
Yeah, see, I kind of
too. Okay, I can see it.
You know, grizzled, older military guy. Like he freaking played him in Dune, like to the T.
John Goodman? No.
All right. So, Rusty, what do you got for Cup?
So I went with Clint Eastwood. If you want to go with a gravelly, crusty old guy,
that's not a bad pick. Actually, it's not a bad pick.
His
Derek,
first
what you got?
one of the night.
Quiet.
Yeah, give it to the chat squad on this one.
Oh, what's the chat squad saying?
I'm holding this
hostage
every time you say something against
Goodman, Gary Oldman. Ooh, Jeremy B. Good pick. Gary Oldman.
Oh, Gary Oldman. I like that.
That's a solid pick.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give Gary Oldman for the chat squad.
See, I thought about
Derek, do you have your own opinion, or are you just gonna go with everybody?
I like Gary Oldman. I like Gary Oldman pick. So yeah.
Yeah. Brink, I thought about Jack Nicholson too, but I think that's too. I don't know. I think his voice is too weird.
No, I can see that too. If he talks like he did in Batman as a Joker, he can play that part.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Augie, I hear you on John Goodman, but unfortunately, I just can't get away from the voice being associated with so many other kind of goofy characters, and that just doesn't work for me for Cup. All right, RC, Rusty.
Okay, so my pick is bad here because
all your picks have been bad, so you don't have to qualify. Go ahead.
That's fair.
That's a fact.
This pick, they'd have to rewrite RC's character in my mind, but because I always picture her more as like the IDW style character, but I picked Halle Berry.
Okay.
Okay, that's serviceable.
And it's
I actually have
Haley?
I have a opinion on this one. I'll give you guys one at the end. Go ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, I like your melanin preference there, Rusty. And but I'm going to see your Holly Berry, and I'm going to raise you one Taraji Henson.
Taraji.
Yeah, Taraji Henson.
Okay. All right.
That's
gonna be a no for me, big dog. But okay.
So think about RC's pluckiness and the ability for her to kind of stand up and talk back to the boys.
Yeah.
And Taraji Henson has that. Like,
yeah, I don't know
about
if
her
I
in Hidden
need.
Figures.
I don't know about the sassiness though.
That sassiness though.
I don't know about the sassiness.
Too
See,
sassy.
here's mine. I'm giving it to Sumali Montano, who played her in Transformers Prime.
All right. Well, that's a respectable pick. That's a respectable pick. Because the other thing that I did here with my picks is I realized that, you know what, you can't have superstars for every role because you can't afford it.
No.
Right.
So I tried to be very careful about my picks on, you know, how we kind of laid out the budget.
That wasn't in the rules. We have an unlimited budget. It wasn't in the rules.
All right. Who's Chad Squad picking for
thinking.
RC? Who's Chad Squad picking
So they have Charlize Theron, Scarlett Johansson, which she's already playing Alita 1. They have Jessica Chastain. And they also have, I think that was it.
Scarlett Joe.
Kate Beckinsale, someone said.
I mean, we have 2 for Scarlett Joe, so I guess she gets.
Now I'm gonna throw one out there.
Yep.
Susan O.
Susan O. Oh, from,
okay.
From Grey's Anatomy, and she also plays Invincible's mom.
Yeah.
08.
All right.
Yeah.
OH, Susan O. It's literally
you said 08. Too late to the party. Well played, Scott.
Springer, I'm gonna go James Marsden.
James Marsden.
Okay.
Remind us who that is.
That's
James Marsden
Cyclops.
was Cyclops in the original X-Men
movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who am I thinking of from Buffy? What was his name? James. Oh, Masterson. Sorry.
So who are you going with, Rusty?
Honestly, I picked Benedict Cumberbatch because I think that guy can do anybody.
Okay.
Not Dick.
For who?
For Springer.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. All right, you got 2.
All right. So I went with Joel Kinnaman. Y'all know who this is?
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I have no idea.
Joel Kinnaman. Joel Kinnaman played Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. All right. That's not a bad look either.
And he was the 2014 RoboCop too.
Yeah. So Brink says Neil Patrick Harris. Jedi says George Clooney. We've got a couple of votes from Bradley Cooper. So I guess Bradley Cooper's going up on thing.
Bradley Cooper.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, not bad.
Bradley Cooper.
Okay, now we're getting into some fun territory here. Wreck-Gar. Rusty?
Tim Blake Nelson.
Whoa. Tim Blake. Derek was ready. Johnny on the spot. Tim Blake Nelson.
I can't see nobody else playing Wreck-Gar.
And who is this?
Tim Blake Nelson was the leader.
He was
the
leader.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, from Brave New World and the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
I don't like that one.
Mr. Blue.
I can kind of see that. Yeah, I can kind of see that. He'd be crazy enough to play that character.
Mm-hmm. I've seen him play some crazy roles, and I was just like, yeah, he'd be perfect.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, Rusty, what do you got?
Speaking of crazy people, Johnny Depp.
Okay. As Wreck-Gar.
I'm not seeing it.
So I decided to have a little fun with this one. I went with Michael Pena.
Okay.
Wait,
I know the same.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Right? Right? There's
an element there. There's an element.
The dude's got a way of talking about him. It's like to me, it's like Wreck-Gar.
The guy that does the storytelling in Ant-Man.
Yes.
Yeah. You win that one. You win that round.
I'm not seeing that one either.
Chat Squad, Jedi.
What? How?
Wreck-Gar. I like your answer.
Jay Farrow. Who is that?
Jay Farrow.
Yep. I can see Jay Farrow. I can definitely see Jay Farrow playing that character.
Yeah.
He does all the impersonations of like Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg, Eddie Murphy. He does a really good Denzel.
He's a black guy?
Yeah,
he was on Saturday Night Live. Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about. Okay, all right. Yeah. Not bad. Good pick.
Because then he can go through all the characters he's impersonating for the TV shows.
Okay,
that would actually be really cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I like that.
All right. Here we go. Blur.
Somebody said Daniel Radcliffe for Wreck-Gar.
I ignored that completely.
Can't see it.
Gross.
Blur. I mean, outside of John Machida. I don't know.
And he is still alive too, so you can technically pick him.
Just put John Machida on there.
Yeah, but no, we said we had to recast. He's actually technically a
junior, isn't he?
We said we had to recast.
No, he's not junior. No, John Machida.
You did say recast.
You said recast.
I can get it. I can get it.
I can't see nobody but John Machida.
I was tempted to pick John as well because he is still alive, but I did say recast, so I didn't pick him for that reason.
Gotcha. Right.
So by the way,
Rusty, who you got?
So Jeremy B said Weird Al for Wreck-Gar, and I had him down as well, but I changed
it. Recast.
So
it was recast, man.
Oh no,
recast.
that's right. He
Weird
was
okay.
One. Sorry. Yeah. What are we doing?
Like you weren't even didn't even watch the movie,
sorry,
man.
Blur.
Watch it, bro.
Need somebody that can talk fast. Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I can see that.
Okay. So I'm gonna, I like what you're thinking, comedian, right? I also like the melanin pick. I'm going to go with Eddie Murphy here.
Okay, yep.
Because Eddie Murphy can talk fast.
Yeah.
Okay, Derek?
I'll take Kevin.
Kevin. Oh, man. All right. Outvoted. Correct.
My brother.
All right, who we got for the chat squad? Who's the chat squad picking here?
So there, Eddie Murphy came up there.
Kevin is a good pick.
Tyler
Matthew
Chowder,
McConaughey. Come on.
Who I have no idea who that is. Who is Tyler Childers?
That name sounds familiar too. Hold on.
John C. Reilly.
Matthew McConaughey is Blur. Brink, are you?
He's
Brink. I'm not. Now Chris Tucker. That is an awesome pick.
I'm down with Chris Tucker.
So that's chat squad's pick right there.
Okay.
Tucker. Yep.
Sorry,
Tucker's a great pick. I wish I would have. If I had thought of him, I would have picked him. That's a great pick. All right.
Mylan Childers is. I have no idea who this guy is.
Yeah, it automatically loses. All right, Rusty. What do you got for Wheelie?
That one I put Jim Carrey.
That's funny.
And he doesn't command a big salary anymore, so hey, it still fits in our budget.
That's hilarious.
Derek B.
Y'all really got to think. Y'all really got to think about my pick on this one. Really think about it good. Eminem.
No, you think about it.
Eminem. Okay. All right. Michael.
I could see that.
What? Michael who?
Michael.
He thought you meant Mike Myers.
Eminem, the rapper, man. Come on.
I know.
What? Marshall Mathers.
Sorry. Marshall.
What are you typing in?
All right, man. You showing your lack of melanin again.
Yeah, right. That I'm not familiar with the one white dude that actually raps decently. Okay.
Actually raps.
Look, he's the candy name now. Put EMINEM. Spell it Eminem like
it's okay.
Like the candy.
I know how to spell Eminem, dude. Jesus. All right. What's the chat squad got for this one?
Chat squad had Aquafina. Or Pete Davidson, which I get.
Pete Davidson? Okay.
Pete Davidson.
That seems like
Dante Bosco.
Walter
no,
Goggins? That's a Springer. Jetty's a little bit behind.
Walter Goggins as
just G.
Springer is hilarious. If you want the movie to be funny, that's a lock.
All right, my pick here is Death for Wheelie. So, no Wheelie in my movie.
What?
Yes, no Wheelie in my movie.
Who hater, bro?
Yep, I'm a Wheelie hater.
You want to have fun, bro?
That also was not part of the rules. You have to pick somebody. I refuse to continue this conversation until you pick someone.
Yeah, dude, you gotta give us somebody for Willie.
Send him to the cornfield and see what happens.
I mean, I know Willie was an afterthought for the movie, but
okay, I'll go with I'll go with Kevin Hart here.
For Willie?
Yeah, for Willie.
Okay.
You know, he's tiny. He's
I had Jim Carrey and Kevin Hart down for both Wreck-Gar and Wheelie. I think you could do.
Okay.
You could do those guys.
And our last.
What about Keegan Michael Key? He was annoying
Bumblebee?
as Bumblebee, so why not?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick actually either. We'll give that to Too Late to the Party. How do you spell his name?
KMK.
Keegan, and then Michael, and then Key.
Okay. All right. So, Rusty, who you got for Galvatron?
Who did I pick? Oh, you know what? I love this guy so much. I had to put him down, and I don't know if it's a good pick or not, but I'm going to say Vincent D'Onofrio.
For Galvatron?
For Galvatron.
I could see that.
Okay.
Oddly enough, I could see that. The way played
the way he's playing Kingpin.
Yeah.
Right?
Derek, what you got?
Dang, I go to Josh Brolin again, but I already used them. So we're gonna do I'm gonna do Idris.
So it's funny, okay, all right. So here I went with Liam Neeson.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah, I thought about that, but I was like, I don't know. Can he pull off a normal American accent though?
No. That's Ace. Liam, yes. No, because remember who look at who's already played
Orson Welles
already.
Lemon Nimoy. Yeah.
Leonard Nimoy played Galvatron.
Yeah.
Frank Welker picked up the role after that. But in somebody else played Galvatron in another.
In the Netflix movie? Or a Netflix TV series?
Yeah, but I absolutely love Liam Neeson. I wish I had thought of that one. Liam Neeson for Galvatron? Yes, absolutely. I would actually say change my answer to Liam, but I already picked Eltris. So.
Also, believe it or not, like who's the dude that played Magneto and Gandalf?
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen?
Yeah, him too.
Yep.
Him too.
And I thought about him too, but I was like, but is he too old to pull off the strength? I don't know.
He'd have been fine.
All right, so what's Chaswell got for Galvatron here? We got
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali. Okay.
Christopher Lee.
Malkovich.
No, he said Christopher Lee for Unicron.
And then Ross Marquand.
Ross Marquand,
X-Men 97.
We have two. We have two people from Mahershala Ali.
Yep. So
there it is.
That's
your pick.
Yeah.
The only thing is Jedi picked Ian McKellen as well, and so did Eric. So I don't know. Okay.
Oh man, I'm late to the party. I don't count. Mine's is just for fun, for funsies.
All right. Well, there's some good choices in there. I like it.
Jedi said Sam Jackson for Galvatron. No.
That would be funny though.
All right.
No.
Man, if you don't kill these Autobots.
You know what'd be funny is Sam Jackson for Scourge. That would be fucking funny.
That's motherfucking bad comedy. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Nice exercise. That was fun. You know, we had Stan Bush as the original composer.
True.
You know, and you know, I needed some good pick me up. Like I can get into this type of music, so I picked Imagine Dragons.
Imagine.
No, I'm out.
Yes.
I'm out. I cannot listen to a whole movie soundtrack sounding like the same song over and over again. I'm out.
No, you want to compose. You say no. You're not talking about a band. You want a composer.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. So with that being said, I will go with Brian Tyler.
Brian Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think
as a composer by Brian Tyler. You go with you go with different artists for different soundtracks and everything, but for the entire score, I would say Brian Tyler. Brian Tyler did the score for Transformers Prime. The entire
yeah, but that's a different soundtrack. That's a
not
different
soundtrack.
It's
a score.
Okay.
He said composer, so that
Oh, look at these yahoos in the chat. Kenny Loggins, John Denver.
Hey, I'm with Kenny Loggins. Top Gun, transfer Top Gun soundtrack onto a new Transformers movie. Boom, sold. Done. Thank you.
Okay, so that's soundtrack. Yeah.
All right. So what else we got on the plate here? So we have several things, but we're actually we're
getting close.
We're getting close. So we're gonna jump a few different ideas that we had here, and we're gonna read some bad reviews from the movie, and we're gonna talk about them
from back in the day.
Oh, that's what you meant.
So here's the deal, right? It came out in '86.
Yeah.
It came out in '86.
Mm-hmm.
So the reviews that we have written down are from Rotten Tomatoes, which honestly trend towards people who have watched the movie and liked it and want to leave it. Because it's like Rotten Tomatoes wasn't around when the movie released, so there wasn't any like official reviewing process that happened on Rotten Tomatoes, right? So let me share the screen again. Share the screen.
Let's go. I'll get you.
And
Danny Elfman does all this stuff.
By the way, guys, so this might be a delay in me hearing you guys.
Star Wars.
Yeah. All right. So here we are. We're at 62% rotten. It's on the tomato meter. Just over what we need at 60% to have it be fresh and rather than rotten. With 26 total reviews, we're not going to pay attention to this because, again, this is people who come here because they like the movie to give it a rating, right? Mm-hmm. So all right. So we're gonna read through the negative reviews. So the nostalgia and fanboys are welcome to this one.
This is from 2021.
Fuck you, Matt Brunson.
Dang.
So I will say,
you millennial fuck. Yeah.
This movie, it had a $6 million budget. That's not including advertising. Mm-hmm. Which generally tends to be about 50% of the overall budget.
I thought it was a third. Was it 50%?
Yeah, they were over budget on this one.
It goes anywhere from a third to 50%. And so at budget alone, this movie didn't make back its total. It didn't make money. Let's put it this way, because here's the way that movie theaters work is that the production company gets the most money for the first few weekends, but it continually ramps down in how much money they get back from the overall gross revenue that a movie makes. Mm-hmm. So, let's say they make 100% first weekend, they make 80% of the revenue second weekend, 60% third weekend, and it just continues to go down. And back then, these movies were in the theaters for like 2 months.
Yeah, a long time.
It was a long time. Mm. And so this movie did not make its budget back. So it was a commercial failure. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Given everything that was coming out about it at the time, the fact that parents knew that Optimus Prime was dying, kids knew that Optimus Prime was dying, like I can understand after word got out why it wouldn't make this money back.
Yep. So, and somebody said the animation was better than the cartoons. I don't really agree too much with that.
Oh,
I think that there were less errors in it.
I will fight you.
but from the quality, it was no better than the commercial.
That's a hot take, buddy.
If you're going to make your fans shell out money to see your show in a theater, don't just present a 90-minute television episode.
What are you? Whatever.
So that's what someone said there?
Yes.
That's dumb. That's not.
The only time that I can remember the show remotely looking like the movie was Call of the Primitives, and there was one other episode where you can clearly tell that Studio Ox was involved. That movie, and I know Studio Ox didn't do the movie, but I think they had shared artists at the time. That movie was drawn way better than the cartoon.
It was slightly better, but it wasn't great,
Slightly.
in my opinion. But anyway, so this guy had a 3 out of 10 off of it. All right, let's go to the next one. A 1986 computer animated so it wasn't computer animated.
It's not even computer animated.
Feature based on a popular TV cartoon show. Further inspired, no doubt, by the philanthropic desire of Japanese and American toy manufacturers to keep their kitty customers rolling in robots.
Great.
That's not a review.
What did you think of the movie, you idiot?
Right.
What a dumb that's a comment you fucking leave in a Facebook group like that. Whatever.
These guys are hot.
I'm gonna remind everybody it didn't do well in the theaters.
No, it really didn't. It
didn't. People did not enjoy the film, so there's got to be some reason for that.
Wait, just because the movie didn't do well in the theaters doesn't people didn't enjoy it. People weren't going to send their 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old children to a movie
I'm with
theater.
you on that one.
Ask the same adults that took their kids to see the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
Ask those same adults. You get the same reviews during that time. So
Well,
every review that came
about
any cartoon related movie, it got those same reviews because they talked about the violence, the weapons. Because that's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie Part 2, Secret of the Ooze, was the result of the critics it got for the first movie. That's why.
How did you guys feel about taking your kids to go? How did your kids feel about seeing it when they did the movie run in the movie theaters recently?
Oh, for Transformers 1?
86.
Oh,
no,
86?
Yeah, they did a rerun in the movie theaters about 45 years ago now.
My kids.
Anybody take their family?
Oh no, me and Sean went. My kids weren't trying to go see it. Me, at this point, my kids are adults, so it's just like, so my kids don't count, unfortunately.
All right. Did Transformers actually launch the celebrity voiced animation craze 20 years ago? That may be the film's biggest legacy.
Celebrity voiced. What celebrities were in this movie?
What celebrities? What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Orson Welles and Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah. Stop letting
what are you
Rusty
talking
do this
about?
to you.
2 people.
Stop letting Rusty do this to you, Scott.
2 people.
So you had Leonard
Judd
Nimoy,
Nelson.
You had Robert Stack. You had Eric Idle. You had Lionel Sander. You had
Judd Nelson.
Orson Welles, Judd Nelson, John Machida, and I think that was it. Everybody else was the regular
cast.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I take it back.
While all this action may captivate young children, the animation is not spectacular enough to dazzle adults.
That's fair.
Yeah, in 2004.
Yeah, but sorry. If my parents went to go see that movie in 1986, they'd be bored to tears.
Yeah,
right.
That was the part.
After the Battle of Autobot City,
they made a movie for kids completely, and we hear a lot about, or if you are revolve in movie circles at all, you hear a lot about 4-quadrant films. 4-quadrant films are male, female, old, young, for both, right?
Mm-hmm. Jeremy B, did you really think Care Bears was first? Actually, it was, but nobody died.
There was love.
And so that's, that was part of the issue. Is that this was not a 4-quadrant film. This was a film. Really, what it was an extended TV commercial, and that was part of its problem. And so anyway, Marjorie Baumgarten.
Sure.
This animated number may require a certain nostalgia factor for successful viewing.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right?
I can see that.
And
people
I 100% agree
with the original Transformers cartoon would probably watch that and go, "What the hell did I just watch?"
Yeah, I'll tell you. I had some normies watch this movie. Had it been 6 years ago now, and in the opening scene, we all remember this. The first thing they said was in the year 2005, and they busted out laughing, and I was pissed. Don't go messing up my movie, bro.
You're
but
right.
I mean, again, for some people, it just didn't click, it resonate.
Yeah. It kind of is. It's a tough pill to swallow to think about the fact that this movie that we love, and we all love it. Like there's no, it had for the purpose that it had a integral part of our childhood and the development of our love for Transformers, et cetera. Like we there's a place for it in our hearts. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of tough to kind of like come to the reality that it wasn't really a good movie at all.
Yeah, I still disagree with that.
It was a great movie.
I think the movie was a good movie. I don't care what standards you hold it to, whatever your personal standards are. But I think the movie did its job. It gave you characters to get invested in. It gave you a plot. It gave you something to look forward to on the adventure side. Like it took you through a lot of stages in the movie. And it stirred up emotion, right? Like if a good movie stirs up emotion.
It stirred up emotion for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Which
hold on.
Emotions for adults. They were pissed.
Yeah, they were pissed. They were the opposite of what the rest of us were, right? They were pissed.
Yeah,
and we were
did his job.
depressed. So,
You know what? You know why it pissed off adults? Because oh shit, what do we do now? Wait, they cussing?
Yeah, that was only one piece. People were pissed when Optimus died. I think that was
back in about that.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
That was a thing. I'm not excusing it. It was a thing because that was the first time I ever heard a curse word in a cartoon. So they were pissed about that for sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because we had never heard that word before when we were 10, 11, 12 years old.
Whatever. No, but never in a cartoon movie.
Sure.
Never heard that word.
We'd also never seen anybody die in a cartoon either. So that was...
I know. So that's what I'm saying. Right. I'm agreeing with you.
I
think both were equally upsetting to parents. And they heard emotion.
Yeah.
If you grew up where I grew up, you heard curse words like that every day.
Yeah, sure. We know.
4 or 5 times a day. Maybe 20.
That movie that movie had the same feeling that Full Metal Jacket did. The first 20-30 minutes of that movie is fantastic, right up to the Battle of Autobot City, the death of Optimus Prime, and after that thing goes straight downhill, right?
So I still agree. I still
up
disagree
to that
with that.
up to that
disagree with that. I get that's where
it's a good build up, right? You had a weird thing coming in, good build up to the Battle of Autobot City, great battle scene, right? Huge impact, right? Climax, if you will, and then tank.
But where have you seen a movie of that ilk, a cartoon movie, where the heroes are on the run for a good chunk, trying to figure things out and get back to some type of success story? Like you didn't really see that.
No, I'm not. Yeah,
you've seen it in Indiana Jones. You've seen it in The Golden Child. You've seen it in Big Trouble in Little China. Even Ninja Turtles copied what the Transformer movie did. Like the bad guys won for a moment, and they're trying to get back to good health and get back to strength so they can fight off the evildoers. Like that was not heard of for kids movies.
Yeah,
it was always an adventure that took place, but it wasn't to those depths. And I think
no, I'm not. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from that idea, right? But I just like the writing up to that point was good, and then I feel like the story just kind of went all over the place. And by the way, I liked the idea of the fact that we were expanding beyond just Earth and Cybertron, right? Like we were getting outside of that. Like there's a whole universe that that humans and Cybertronians exist within, and what else is out there. And so bringing in the Quintessons. I don't know if you're going to bring that topic up or not, Scotty, right? But bringing the Quintessons in. Hey, there's another race out there that's somehow integrated into the whole thing. I thought that stuff was good, but the storytelling after the Battle of Autobot City just didn't coalesce for me. Even as a kid, I was kind of like, why are we going here? Why are we going there?
Yeah, let's think about it. Let's think about the bigger picture here, right? So let's think about it from a sense of it is kind of all over the place because it's taking place all over the place, right? So like it's a separation of a team being split off into two different directions. One place you crash land on this planet that you never even heard of. The other crash lands on another planet that they never heard of and almost get eaten by sharks. And then they discover this whole group of people who are judging people in a backwards tone, by the way. Like it is all over the place, but
it's all over the place. That's part of the reason why it's not a great movie.
No. Hold on. That's why I disagree. It still makes sense because
it makes perfect sense.
It's taking place all over the place, but the story is still driving towards the center. It's still making sense.
Okay, all right. So let's challenge that.
To get back there.
Tell me how Hot Rod and Cup on the Quintesson planet advanced the plot of this story.
Sure. So they're trying to figure out how to get back to Ultra Magnus so they can figure out how to defeat the Autobots. They got
could have done that anywhere. So how did the Quintesson planet scenes help advance the plot line?
Well, that was for setting up the next season. You're right. It wasn't necessarily for the movie. However, it did help to drop in those plot lines for the next season, which, of course, they were thinking long term, right? Because they're trying to sell you toys. They're not trying to give you a good, solid plot. Yeah. But I'll challenge you, name me one movie who didn't do something like that, and the movie still didn't make sense. Look at Endgame. Did they really?
What was your question? I was reading the comments. Not
Endgame. I'm sorry. Let's look at Infinity War. Did they really need to show up on that one planet that they got stuck on and Thanos showed up at? No, but they did it and made it make sense. This eventually made sense at some point to the grand.
Are you talking about his home planet? They went to his home
planet.
Thanos'
home planet.
They didn't need to go there. Why did they need to go to his home planet?
Because they
didn't need to go there. They ended up being there.
They just ended up being there. That's right. It's just they ended up being there, and they made it make sense.
So it was a device to be able to have Tony and the rest of them meet up with the Guardians.
There were no stones, and they didn't need to be there.
It was further character development for Thanos because he monologues in that at that point about what the planet used to be. It totally sets up his whole purpose for fucking doing what he's doing. He's explaining it while he's on that planet with them. They told that with
Gamora already. They told that at some other point. You didn't need to be there to have that.
Okay, so hold on.
No, okay. I'm cutting everybody off right here. Stop. Okay, usually I don't do this, but I got to get this out because y'all talking about the movie is a consistent. The movie in both versions y'all talking about. But let's get back to Transformers. Transformers was very consistent the entire time. I don't care how you're looking at, and that's the problem because y'all are forgetting how the story ran. Okay, the reason why they ended up on Quintessa was because they got split up due to a battle that they were having with the new Decepticons because they were trying to destroy them they were trying to destroy them. Because Unicron sent them out to destroy them because the whole premise of that was destroy the Matrix. Okay, they got split in space due to those battle situations.
Yeah, it just happened.
Hot Rod and Cup's ship crash land on Quintessa. Yeah, that's one half, and then Ultra Magnus and them got separated from them, and they kept going. They ended up crash landed on Junkyard.
Yep.
Now. Let's get back to Quintessa for a second. They landed on the planet. Yes, they got captured by Quintesson guards. They were brought back to the palace to be judged by quintessons that they did not know about. They didn't know that they were the original creators of the Transformers for that particular era, for that particular storyline. They didn't know that at the time. But when they had the wherewithal to, escape from the pool of Sharkticons that they were in. Matter of fact, destroyed the Sharkticons. Dinobots came in there. You forget Dinobots was with them too. Dinobots came in there and just totally wiped the floor with all of them. They basically took over the Sharkticon kingdom.
Yeah.
Drove the Quintessons out. They stole a Quintesson ship to head back to Cybertron, but they were able to find Ultra Magnus in them in the process on the planet Junkyard. That's where they met back together.
You gave me a great synopsis of what those scenes were, but my point
that's what I'm getting at, Scott. So let me jump in here. Scott, you're looking at now the progression of Hot Rod. Hot Rod is learning how to think about others outside of himself. And that's the whole point of his progression. And you should know this as being a Hot Rod fan. They were trying to show you him coming of age. And that whole situation that happened on there was a whole coming of age story for him. That's what the whole purpose of him being on that planet was.
Right.
It was
and then
care about
Cup too.
To help him think about himself, for him to get the tutelage that he needs from Kutch, because he's learning things. He's learning how to grow up, how to do the greeting, right? How to kind of coalesce and be a better human being, for the lack of a better term, a better robot. Somebody who's just not
mentoring him.
So I think you were getting that good cop, bad cop, changing the old guard kind of thing on that. And I think that's what the purpose of that scene was. That whole planet was that. So, that was for Hot Rod.
So Scott, I'll jump in quick, right? So he does have a point there, but I agree with you. The Quintessons didn't need to be in there. You could have, they could have crashed. Cup could have blown into a billion pieces. Hot Rod had to do something to save his mentor. There could have been some mentorship. They found a derelict ship on the planet. They repair it. They get off the planet. They didn't have to bring the Quintessons in, but
it's sloppy writing because you're right.
But they wanted to introduce those characters for season 3.
For season 3,
do we know that? Do we know that? Do we know that the Quintessons were a part of season 3 when they wrote this movie?
What's the first thing that happened in season 3? Right, we had the 5 Faces of Darkness. So I would believe that they introduced the Quintesson characters to kick off season 3, to expand the Transformers universe.
Look at the
sell
markup
more
for the
toys, blah 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 blah. Right, so
those toys were already marked up even before the movie. Like Unicron, that was marked up before the movie even dropped. So they already
had movie was built to promote the new toys and to introduce season 3.
Right, but to also expand the universe of the Transformers.
Essentially, but Hasbro back then didn't have the wherewithal to know that this was going to be a fan hit that's going to last for years. This could have been GoBots for everybody, for all they knew. This could have been another show that didn't have any popularity after it first came out. But 40 years later, here we are.
And we are fans of Transformers, so it makes sense that we still love this movie and we still hold it dear to us. I don't argue any of that. All I'm saying is it's not a well-written movie. It's not a well-done movie.
I thought it was excellently written.
Yeah, I think so too.
It had it had its moments, but at the same time, if I'm putting my adult brain on for a minute and just really watching the movie for the story that it's supposed to be, I'm there the entire time with it, because it starts out the way it starts out. Then it kind of divides because characters divide into different story plots. Then it comes back together and it ends the way it's supposed to end. Here's my problem with season 3, because after the movie came out, because you remember season 3 didn't immediately come out when the movie was dropped. It took some time for season 3 to drop. Now, when the season 3 dropped, I'm sure before as they were developing season, they were getting a lot of hate mail, or not, I wouldn't say hate mail. They were getting a lot of bad press and bad mail about Optimus being killed off. So they had to eventually they had to find a way to bring Optimus back. So they downplayed Rodimus as a result of that. Okay. And that's where they messed up. Instead of cultivating what they built with Hot Rod and Rodimus in the movie, they had a great opportunity to make Rodimus the leader that he was supposed to be. And you wouldn't even thought, if they wrote him right, if they did Rodimus right, you probably wouldn't even think about Optimus. Probably even thought about Optimus. He would have been essentially another Optimus 2.0 or something like that.
Yeah.
But because of the way they wrote him, because they wanted to make him have this self-doubt about himself, and not just 1 or 2 episodes, the entire season, they made Rodimus that way.
I love Rodimus and Hot Rod. I mean, there's literally a freaking like shrine to Rodimus over there because I love the characterization.
All the new characters, but because they fucked up and killed the old characters, killed so many of them because they had no purview of what that series could be, and the fans basically bashed them into submission that we want our characters back. That's what we got. That's what we got.
I think that is another topic that's a good topic actually for another episode. We can break down season 3 and kind of get to the plot points on that. I think there's a lot of meat on the bones on that. And I think Scott and I would agree more than we disagree on that.
I love Rodimus. I love Hot Rod and Rodimus.
Yeah.
I don't hate the character, but the thing that most of us I think struggled with was it wasn't Optimus. That was the whole thing, right?
And I didn't care.
You're
I didn't care at all.
Yeah.
For me, it was someone that I could.
Right.
So Optimus was a dad figure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Hot Rod was someone I could relate to.
He was a little brother.
He's somebody who made mistakes, who was vulnerable, who had, and so like I actually like I see very little wrong with Rodimus as a character and Hot Rod as a character. And so I don't see that related to the movie at all.
Mm-hmm. Big mistakes. Here's the thing about Rodimus, and I didn't actually appreciate Hot Rod Rodimus until I met him. Okay, I'm being dead serious because I spent so many years resenting Hot Rod and Rodimus because of the way they portrayed him. Mm-hmm. But if you take that character in this perspective and really look at what they were trying to do with him and what they actually did with him,
I agree.
It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
It was good. It was good writing.
The way they did season 3 because they were trying to make their way to getting Optimus back. That was some lazy bullshit.
Humanizing a character and making them relatable is two of the very core pieces of making a good story. And
listen, it would have been a good character presented to adults, but when you present a character like that to a bunch of 10, 11, 12-year-olds, they're not going to grasp the concepts that we're talking about now. I don't disagree with you guys that the idea behind Rodimus's character was an interesting take on a new Prime, because I'm sure we can all agree that Optimus probably wasn't the leader that he is now, right? Or was, right? As he built,
Optimus had to get to that point,
right? Exactly, right? Like any good leader, right? Like he had 4 million years,
but they didn't give Rodimus the chance to.
Exactly, right? But at the same time, we're sitting here going, right? For 2 years, we've been told that Optimus Prime is a Prime and
greatest leader of all time,
greatest leader of all time, and blah 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 blah. And then we have a new Prime, and he's useless. Right?
He's not useless.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. Right? He's useless to the perspective of a 10, 11, 12-year-old. Right?
I disagree.
But okay,
that's fair. I think 10, 11, 12-year-olds who are constantly screwing up and getting in trouble with their parents relate to a character who is screwing up and who is not perfect.
Again, we're
Optimus
talking about
Optimus
10, 11, 12-year-olds
and a
character that's supposed to be a leader, right? So it's a weird dichotomy that doesn't necessarily get grasped easily by a 11, 12, 13-year-old, right? When we grew up with Optimus. That's all I'm saying. It's a cool character concept. I just think it was presented to the wrong audience.
I disagree, but we're going to have to leave it there because there's a whole nother conversation that will get started on that.
We can yell at each other about.
Somebody write that topic down and let's get that get that on the books. Maybe that'll be the next show that we continue up where we go and then go into season 3.
Trey, Derek B is Ultra Magnus, Rusty is Cup, Scott is Hot Rod, and Eric B is Rodimus.
Love it. Amazing.
I can see that.
Hey, I know. Hey, you know a guy that can make those characters in our faces.
That is very true. I do. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, with that, man, let's go ahead and go around StreamYard, get some shout outs from where you at, and let's get everybody to bed. It's 10:15. All right, so let's start with Derek. Derek, let's go ahead and start with you, buddy.
All right, you can find your boy Derek B on your Book of Faces. You can also find me on Instagram as Derek What B. You can also find me here every other Tuesday as we transform your Tuesday for Do You Even Transform, Bro? Make sure you check us out on our flagship show, ETR, where I bring you the robot news into the realm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rusty?
You can find me as the Rusty Mechanic Transforms or the Rusty Mechanic Drives on all of your social media platforms for YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And I also do the Rusty Mechanic games on Twitch as well. So if you're into Transformers, check out the Transformers side of thing. If you're into motorsports, check out the motorsports side of things. And honestly, that is the most social media whoring around on the internet I can do right now. It's too much.
That's what's up. Scott?
Scott Marble on Facebook, Bain Reese X on Instagram, and that's all the social. On to the next.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before we go to me, let's go ahead and go to the chat squad for the biggest support that we get every other Tuesday. Rusty, what you got?
So listen, I hope I got everybody out there. If I missed you, I absolutely apologize because there was a lot going on this evening, but we appreciate all of you in the chat squad. Augie G jumped in first this evening. I don't know where Toy Mafia was because he's down in third place, and Wolfie came in second. Jedi Mindset, Dante, aka Esteban, Paul Morales, Trey Fi, Marcellus Proctor, Brink, Young Kim, Sony popped in briefly. Thank you, Sony. Jeremy B, Dare2727, and Just G Squared. Again, if I missed you guys, man, you were on fire in the chat squad this evening with this one. Again, we appreciate you very much, and thank you for hanging out with us.
Hey, yo, and it doesn't matter what time you get here as long as you get here. We appreciate it.
Yes,
Better
sir.
late than never.
Yes, sir. Well, for me, that leaves me, Eric B, in your Facebook groups, Eric Burgess, Instagram, Mr._EatUp82. You can find myself, my board, and my wife putting in work for Kennedy's Village, which again will be at BotCon. So don't forget to participate in this year's toy drive. Let's kick things off right. You can also find us on all your social media platforms at Kennedy's Village, as well as kennedysvillage.org for more information on what we're doing, as well as more information on sickle cell and how it affects those who are conquering it. You can find me every other Wednesday with figure banging and every other Tuesday with these guys. I want to give a big shout out to Rusty for continuing to help us out with the raffles. Shout out to those who have made donations already to the toy drive. And we look forward to seeing everybody at this year's Realmnation. Hey, guys, 10 years. 10 years, and that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a big accomplishment, man. So I'm looking forward to partying with you guys and celebrating.
And for those of you that did show up late again, check my Facebook page for the raffle announcement that's coming up soon. I'm going to be giving away Bingo Toys Jezzy and Fans Toys Marg, aka Ultra Magnus, this month. So check my Facebook page on details on how you can get involved and again help out that man up there, Kennedy's Village, and all those people that are battling sickle cell disease for their family, friends, etc., etc.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with that, guys, man, listen. It's been a great night.
It was
but
fun.
Like all good things, they must come to an end. We'll catch you guys next week or a week after.
After BotCon. The week after BotCon.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yep.
Peace.
Push the button.
Say it with me now. Realmnation.